FashionistaSims. I'm going to be doing the Life Stages Challenge. If you're familiar with this, we go from toddler to child to teenager to young adult to elder. And I'm going to start with a basic story for Shelly. Her name is Shelly Dean and she's a charmer. Shelly was born in the Dean family with her parents Paul and Evelyn. Now I'm deriving Paul from my grandfather's name because his name was Paul and his last name was Dean. And Evelyn was my grandmother's middle name, which I really love Evelyn. I think it's a very beautiful name. So I'm giving her parents' names that were actually belonged to my grandparents. Shelly, of course, is now a toddler, which I have to, of course, create her. She's 2 years old and a big charmer. Now, Evelyn is not, I mean, she loves her dearly, but she is not amused at her charming effects. On the other hand, her daddy is. He thinks she hung the moon and back. So, Evelyn is more, I guess you would say, on, she loves the child, but she isn't affected by her charming personality. She's kind of a tough mom, but fair. And the dad is enamored, in love, and anything the child does is the cutest thing you ever saw. Anything she wants, he tries to give it to her. And of course, Evelyn will kind of raise Cain with him about that. But then, of course, he says, yes, honey, and then does what he wants. So there you go. Let's see what kind of little nosy we want to give Shelly right here. I think it's a cute little nose. Shelly loves her daddy. She loves her mom, of course, too, but she loves her daddy the most. She doesn't want to say anything to her mom about that. She just tells her that she loves her anyway. You know, that's just the way it is. Now, Shelly's dad, Paul, is part Dutch and Italian. That's why I gave her a little bit of a darker skin. A little bit, tiny bit. And Evelyn is actually from Irish and Cherokee Indian. That's what's on their side, which of course is what is actually on my side of the family. On my grandmother's side of the family, or her mother's actually, is what we're saying here. The great-great-grandparents were full-blooded Irish, which married a full-blooded Cherokee. You can go back and find the Irish roots, but you can't find anything on the Cherokee, really, because they didn't keep records like that. Very cute. And of course, it's not going to be really hard to find a little outfit for her. I kind of like what she's wearing, but we'll see. What color? She's wearing red, so I actually find something red with her little bows. Are those the slippers or sandals? Are they sandals or slippers?
I think they could be used as either one.
Okay. So there's Shelly. She is done, and I'll be right back, of course, because I have to save her. Oops! I forgot to add a skin to the poor little thing. I wonder which one I should pick. Let's find one. Oh, that looks very nice. I think I'll pick this one. Now let me go ahead and I'll be right back and I will save her and of course go on with the video. As we progress on to Shelly's life, she is now about the age, I would say, of 6 or so. And she is about ready to start her first day of school. She's so excited. And her dad is a little upset because, of course, he doesn't want her to go. I mean, you know, leave the house and everything. Even though he does, he's a stay-at-home dad. Actually, the mother works. Actually, my real grandfather, he sold insurance. And my grandmother was an Avon lady. And she worked other places whenever, of course, I wasn't around yet. I wasn't even thought of. So, you know how that goes. And I have to get a skin for her, right?
Yes.
I'm going to use the same one because that's what I use for the toddler. To keep in with it, you know, looking the same. But anyway, like I said, Shelly's getting ready to start her first day of school, and she's very excited. She knows she's going to miss her. I don't think I changed her eye color. My grandfather had brown eye, or I'm assuming it's the same eye color
Yeah.
as what she has.
Yeah, I would think so.
It looks like it. Okay, I guess she'll just have brown eyes. My grandmother had hazel. My grandfather had kind of a brownish color, because, you know. Let's see, her hair is kind of wavy, but not completely that tight. So let's see what we can find. Of course, both of her mother and father are dark-headed. There we go. Funny story, back when I was growing up, I never thought much about it, I guess, when I was a kid, because that was just their dog's name. My grandmother was quite embarrassed, though, because my grandfather named their dog Booger. And she refused to go outside and call for that dog if he ever got off the chain. Because he would run off. They had to chain him to the front porch and then let him go out and do his business, and he would come back in. But every so often, you know, back then they had metal chains, and the metal chain would break and hit, the dog would take off. My grandmother refused to go out the door and down the neighborhood calling the name Booger to find the dog. So my grandfather had to go and do it.
What kind of dog he was it?
And Booger was a Pomeranian.
Oh.
And let me tell you, that dog was kept well groomed. It never was matted. It had a bath. That dog lived for God knows how many years. And, the dog, I never ever saw that dog eat dog food.
Oh, you can disable the kits. I had it enabled earlier. That was my bad.
She cooked the dog's meals. Yeah, whenever they ate, the dog ate. She would buy the dog liver and cook it, and then let him eat it. Whatever the dog wanted. It was spoiled rotten, but she could not stand the name. Well, I have to necessarily pick red because she's not wearing a red anything. But Shelly really does want a dog, so her dad is thinking about getting her one. Evelyn is not really wanting a dog, but I think more than likely Paul's going to win on that part, maybe. Or he'll just go and do it and just make her mad. My grandfather was very docile. He never yelled, never screamed. He was a Sunday school teacher. He was very religious. And my mother told me stories about how she would get so upset with her kids and tell him to go spank them. And my mother said she remembers him telling them to be quiet, and he would sit there and take his belt off and hit the back of a chair, and then they'd act like they were crying. He didn't have the heart to hit them. No, she would spank them like hell, but he would not. He refused to do that. He didn't think it was right. He never thought you should ever lay your hands on a kid. His thing was, And I'm gonna tell you something. It would be worse than him ever smacking you if he would ever done it. Is to tell you that he would look at you with the saddest look on his face, and I know he actually felt what he was saying. He was so disappointed in you. It would break my heart if he said it to me once because I went to a friend's house without telling my mom I was going. I just left school, didn't get on the bus, and then went to her house. She lived right across the street from the school. And I was not going to call my mother for help. I was going to call my grandfather because I thought it would be okay if I called him instead. Yeah, he came and picked me up and he told me that my mother was worried to death about me. And I should never have, ever done anything like that. I felt really bad about it anyway to begin with. But then when he got there and picked me up, he said, "I'm so disappointed in you, Sandra." And I said, "Oh my God." I started crying and I kept telling him I was sorry. I didn't know, I was a little kid. I didn't know if he was going to forgive me or not. But of course he did. He loved me. He wasn't going to hold it against me. And that's why I wanted to have her to have the parents like my grandparents, because I had my grandfather until I was 15, then he passed away, and my grandmother lived till I was actually 34. I was 34 when she passed away. Nicole was a baby.
I don't even think I was one yet.
No, you weren't. She died on the 4th of July in 1999.
I would have been close to.
So you're 7 months old. It's about, yeah. So here is Shelly now as a child. Isn't she adorable? I think she's very cute. And now I'm going to bring her up as a teen. I swear I'm all over the place. I'm so involved in this story that I'm forgetting her stuff. She is, of course, a charmer, so I want to make her social. I forgot to do that. Nicole just noticed it. And she's going to be very cheerful. Because, well, she loves her mom and dad. She has a great life, so why wouldn't she be? Shelly has now finished middle school. That's what we call it here in the United States. I know some places call it intermediate or whatever it may be, but she's just finished middle school and she is now in high school. I'm going to put her at the age of 14, 15, somewhere around in there. And she's had a wonderful time with her parents, kids. She's got friends. They have birthday parties. They have all kinds of a good time. Well, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and do this before I forget. We had her as a charmer. Then, of course, she was social. I don't really see her as being popular or anything like that. She's not that type of girl. She's more grounded. So I'm just going to make her family-oriented. A big happy family, because she's very, very happy with the family. Let's see. She, of course, is cheerful. And let's see what else we want to make her. My grandfather was always gardening and stuff, so I'm going to make her... Let's see. He loved the outdoors. He was a very outgoing person. I'm making her like him. Best man you ever want to meet. My mother always said she had the best daddy that God ever made. I guess I'm gonna make her an outdoor lover. I don't really see anything about farming, do you? Well, there's green and...
You can do lots of outdoors.
Which he did. He loved outdoors. Let's see here. Her hair is a little curly, but that's still a little bit too curly. Let's go ahead and add her skin. Because we want to keep in with the way she, of course, is looking anyway. Where is it? Is it gone?
Huh?
Oh, there it is.
No, it's just right there.
I was gonna say, what happened to my skin? Let's give her eyelashes. She don't have no makeup on. I was making sure. But, you know, her being a teenager, she could wear a little bit if she wanted. What color? Are their eyes really that big on the other kids? I guess they... Actually, my mother had really big eyes. I do too, so... Actually, I guess it fits in with them. What kind of makeup do we want to put on her besides that? Maybe a little eyeliner. And a lipstick, maybe. I mean, she is in high school, so she knows. She may want to wear a little something like that. A little bit too much, I'd say. No, that's way too dark. Let's see, Urban's got some really pretty stuff. There we go. Maybe just a little bit of gloss and a little bit of shine, a little bit of color on there. Nothing really outstanding. And maybe a little bit of blush on the pretty little cheeks. I also like her blush. I use this one. It's not real dark, but it gives it a subtle look. And of course she is very athletic, so she helps her father with the garden and all that. I mean, she just loves to spend time with her dad. Her dad stays home, he does gardening and whatever, you know, and her mom, she works. That was just the way things worked out for them. So she spends a lot more time with her dad than she does her mom. We need to find a little bit of a curly hair for her. Oh, and her... I'm sorry, but her eyebrows were not made this thick, so I'm changing them.
You can pluck eyebrows anyway, like you've always said.
Yeah, I didn't make her eyebrows that thick. I made them smaller on the teen and kid. So that looks better. I gotta find her a hair. Not that close, but thank you. There is a young man that she kind of likes. She has a really good friend at school. They're like sisters. She has no siblings, unfortunately. They didn't. Her mother had issues having another child. Let's just say that. I don't want to go into no great details because I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable that may watch this. I think it looks very good on her. Her hair is up a little bit and it's still curly and pretty. I think she looks like a mostly like a young Cherokee Italian young lady. Let's see what kind of clothing we want to give her for an everyday for her high school years. I could have gave her likes and stuff, couldn't I? Let's see. She likes the color red and blue. That's legs. I mean, she likes all the colors. That's her favorite. Her music genre, she's more into classic music, like rock and stuff, because that's what her dad loves. She loves Winter Holiday. She loves spooky music. Let's see here. She likes easy listening to. She loves to cook. She loves gardening. Never been rock climbing. She does like the video game. And she likes to write. She likes to write down her feelings and
There
stuff.
she is.
Any kind of special decor.
The farm.
She loves anything to do with plants, which is garden. Any kind of farmhouse decor. Patio decor, she loves that because it has to do with the outdoors.
Ooh, there she is.
Now we're going to find her a nice little outfit to wear. I think I like this little cute little shirt. It looks like it might be kind of country. And something she would probably think, and it's very, very cute. It has little pink flowers on it, kind of a light blue. Let's see if we can find a nice little pair of pants or something to match with her.
There's matching shorts, I believe,
Well, thank you.
from Cottage Living.
Oh, it's up here. Way down here. Maybe just put it in. I'll probably be able to find it better. I have to say, Cottage Living is a really great pack. These, that does match very well. Something that's cute she could wear to school or even on the farm if she wanted to. Hey, I don't know if I should do sandals. Probably, maybe. To find some to match, kind of. Those definitely don't. What color are those? Really kind of hard to tell. I gotta just give her white. There's really not a light pink on any of these kinds right here. So here she is at her teenage stage. I think she's very lovely. She's a very good person. So now we'll be right back and we're going to do the young adult stage where actually she'll move out of the parents' home, and I'm sure her dad would probably be devastated, and her mom. And Shelly is now a young adult. She has, of course, graduated high school and everything. I gave her family oriented. I gave her cheerful. And I gave her loves the outdoors. And now for her last trait. I'm going to make her very outgoing because my grandfather was very outgoing. And her dad is going to be very outgoing. Now then. Of course, she loved the color red and blue. I know you got to, I don't want to have to keep doing this, but I'm just going to, you know, what we picked for her for teen. I may go back and pick it for her again another, but I'm going to go through all that right now. Let's go ahead and give her her kind of curly hairstyle and her eyelashes and things like that. And her skin, which I have to give her back. Trying to remember what eyeshadow I used, but it wasn't that one. I'll just pick her something different. And I'm not sure where it tees. A little bit of blush, of course. And her eyeliner. She's very lovely. And we have to fix her eyebrows again because they were wanting to give her really big ones for some reason. There we go. Now let's get her a hair. Her hair, like I said, is kind of curly. Let's check and see what we can find for her. We give her an updo for her teenage years, but it still, you know, had some curly sides to it. And she is on her way to college, which means she'll be leaving the nest, and her father and mother, of course, they're very excited for her, but of course they're also sad because she's going to be leaving home for a while. But they know she has to grow up and move on her merry little way and have her own life. Not to say she's not going to be there to help her dad and her mom out whenever they need it. She'll be visiting like crazy, I'm sure. Yeah, this is the person she is. And there'll be times she'll come home for holidays and things like that from school. And they'll have a great time together, I'm sure. I can find a little curlier hair, but not too curly. And she has a nice wave. That's very interesting, I say. And of course, with her being, you know, might as well say kind of a farming life, because she lived, you know, she did a lot of that with her dad. She wants to go into that kind of field. She wants to be in agriculture and things like that have to do with farming and plants and all of that amazing stuff. Her dad is very excited for her to get her education, and he can't wait to see her blossom and grow even more as time goes on. Her parents, of course, you know, love her very much. I guess her mother's more reserved, but she, of course, loves her dearly. Her dad has been bitten by her and everything else since she was a toddler, so anything this child, or now I should say a young adult does, it's to him would be amazing. I think let's see. That's a little too curly. I think I'll keep with that style. Let's give her something to wear for a college student. Maybe we'll look at Discovery University. I think that'd be a good one because she's going to college. Let's see here. I think it looks adorable on her. And maybe some basic tennis shoes. You can't see the socks, of course, but they're there. So here is Shelly now as a young adult heading off to college. She's very excited, but she's going to miss her parents dearly. She just can't. She's excited, but she's gonna miss them too, of course. I mean, her daily routine has been from ever since she was a kid, going to school, coming home, helping her dad, and they did things together, and her mom, they would have family game nights and all those amazing fun things to do. And of course, as a young adult, she of course would graduate college, find, you know, someone that she falls in love with, get married, maybe have kids, you know, just the normal things like that. Shelly's now reached the adult stage in her life, where her kids now are teenagers are grown. Her parents are, you know, more elderly, of course, now, but they're both still living, you know. So, she's had a great life with her husband, Jim. I mean, they have a great time. They have a great marriage. The kids, they both, well, they have three, she has three children. 2 boys and 1 girl, which the girl came last, and she was very excited to have a female. Because she already had 2 sons. Her parents have got to watch their grandchildren grow. They've loved everything that's happened. I mean, they were at every school play, every concert, every whatever they had, they were there. They wouldn't have missed anything like that for the world. They've been just, it's been an amazing life for her and her parents, her husband and children. It's just been amazing. I mean, she found her soulmate, and that's just something that you don't get to see very often, I would think. But it does happen. We're going to make her have a little bit of lipstick. A bit of cheek blush. And she's a very lovely sim. And I got to put her aspiration back.
Huh.
But she is big happy family, which 3 kids. She's very happy with that. She's always been cheerful. Loves the outdoors. And of course, we have her as outgoing because she is outgoing. Very outgoing. Now let's find her a lovely hair. Still a little bit wavy. I kind of like the short hair on her, but it's got a little red dewy, which is not a big deal. I don't know about anybody else, but here in Kentucky, we had 70-something degree weather. We had the windows open on Christmas Day. And then a week later, it's 19 degrees, supposed to be the night outside, so you just don't know what's going to happen in a week. Kentucky, one of the states you can get a suntan one day and the next day snow flying in the air, so you just don't ever know.
Huh.
Yeah, it looks very lovely on her. A little bit of curls in the front. And kind of an updo in the back. I think it looks very nice. And she is still into farming, agriculture. She loves all that stuff. I think this is a very fitting outfit for her. That's what she does in life. She enjoys them. We'll get her some boots too. I don't know. Those might be a little bit bright, I think. Let's find her some more. I think those are more fitting. And even though we can't see them, we're still going to give her socks. Because, why? Because she would wear them. I think she's turned out amazing so far. And of course, now we have the last stage, which is elder. Shelly is now, of course, in her elder stage. She's a grandma now. She's happy, she's go lucky, and she's loving life as a grandma. Both her parents, of course, had passed on, and you know what happens, and they were both in their 80s, and they lived a great life, and you know, she has her family now, but it still doesn't keep her from stopping and thinking and missing her own parents and all of that. Of course she does. But now she's at her grandmother's stage. Let's go ahead and put the skin on her. Which it does smooth her wrinkles. It has the original wrinkles that, of course, they give you. But I think she's a dang good looking grandma, I have to say. Let's give her eyelashes first. But all her kids are grown. She has tons of grandkids, and she just loves. She's got a little granddaughter that gardens with her, and she is just the happiest grandmother you'd ever want to lay eyes on. She loves the fact that her grandchild loves to garden with her. And the other kids, of course, they do enjoy, you know, doing things like that too. But her one granddaughter is just really crazy about it. And she keeps telling her grandma she wants to grow up and be just like her, and that makes her just, you know, ecstatic. The grandkids will spend weekends with her and things like that. And they have a good old time. Her and her husband do, of course. They'll go out into the park, they'll play, they'll do whatever. They have a great time. I may give her a little bit of a shorter cut now since she's a little older. I'm not saying that any older person has to have short hair. There's lots of people out there that have longer hair. But that's what I want to do. I think it looks very cute on her. She has a little butterfly looking clippy in the back. It's pink, but it's okay. So maybe since she's wearing a pink little thingy in the back, we'll put her in something pink. And our favorite colors are blue and red. It doesn't matter. Let's see if there's any pink colors. There's some. Ooh, that's a little baggy. Maybe not that. I gave her a little bit of butt earlier, so I'm bringing it back to her. I think it's cute. It's got a little fox on it. And she would never wear that to farm in. Now let's find her something. That she can wear. There is gray in her shirt. Nah, I don't think so. Maybe some slip-on sandals. Would be better choice. There we go. So there you have. Shelly Dean has had a wonderful life with her. Growing up with her parents, going to college, farming, etc. getting married, having her own children, watching them grow up, and then watching her grandchildren be born and grow up too. That's the kind of life that is amazing, I would say. Let's go back to Shelly. Here she is as a toddler. She was an adorable little thing, I have to say. And then as a child, also adorable. And then as a teen, she was full of hopes and dreams. Her young adult stage, I think it's very nice. I had no idea, but I didn't fix the chin. Her chin really shouldn't have been that long because I didn't put it on her to begin with. See? You see?
Huh.
She wasn't like that before. But through the stages, she apparently has, that's the chin that was given to her. So I'm just going to leave her the way she is. And there she is at her adult stage. And then Nicole, of course, as the elder. So what do you think of Shelly and her life? I think it's amazing myself. I know this is really long, but I really got involved in the story. So I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did telling it. And thank you so much, everyone. And what do we say? Goodbye, everybody. Hell yeah.